What's up, my gnomies? This is Dour Gnome Adventures, an actual play podcast of Paizo's Pathfinder adventure, Rusthenge. I am your GM, Ryan. Here's my virtual table of players. Why don't you introduce yourselves and who you are playing?
My name is Matt. People also call me Rez. I am playing Verkog, the Goblin Witch, with his trusty sidekick, the Harbinger of the Void.
And Mark?
Mark, I'm playing Tad, a human cleric of Iomade.
T?
My name is Dimitri, and I am currently playing Bob, the Goblin Bard.
Leaving me, I'm Brian. I'm playing Cinderspark, also a goblin and somewhat of a rogue.
Somewhat of a rogue. I like it.
At least you spell rogue correctly.
You mean not rouge?
Not rouge.
You could put on rouge too. Don't put it before me.
Mascara, why not?
It's an untapped market.
The rogue named Rouge?
You smuggle cosmetics.
Goblin Versace.
I'm pretty sure that is a name out of the Wu-Tang name generator, is Goblin.
Este Gabo.
When we last left off, actually, does one of you want to give me a recap from episode 1 for a hero point?
Sure. Don't leave us hanging.
We began our adventure. There was an overturned rowboat that we thought that people were in trouble under the overturned rowboat. It turned out that there was a giant poison crab hiding there that ambushed us. And just when we thought it was safe to go back out of the water, and we got ambushed by a gremlin, a fairy-type person that apparently likes junk almost as much as goblins do. And once we finished that, we found out that the bridge that we needed to cross was out, and we spent a good chunk of the end of the session last time figuring out how to get across.
Mm-hmm. I got across, and Bob fell.
No. We ended on a cliffhanger. Bob is at this precise moment suspended in the air because the result of his particular roll was not discussed with us.
It is Bob is quantum fall. He is neither falling nor has he succeeded as
is
of
Bob Schrodinger's
he is observed.
Yeah,
Schrodinger's goblin. We hit the pause button while Bob was in the air. Once we resume, we will find out which direction Bob is falling. I mean, most people's money is on down. And exactly how hard he's going to hit the ground and or water.
Water.
No, there was actually a chunk of bridge that fell down into the water. So Bob might actually be landing on a hard surface.
Well, aim for the water.
I think my roll was too low to aim.
Now, here's what we're going to do. Dimitri, you get a reflex save.
Ooh, I like that.
This reflex save is to grab an edge.
To catch myself because I'm falling. Okay.
Yes.
I am trained in reflex. I have a total of +5.
Okay, roll them bones.
And that makes it a total of 10.
Total of 10.
That's correct.
Yeah, that is not a critical failure, but a failure nonetheless.
How much of a distance was I trying to clear?
You were trying to clear 15 feet.
Yeah, didn't make that.
The water below is 15 feet.
I did have a rope around me, and Elder Ordui, was holding the end of it. So perhaps Mom gets some sort of a check to arrest my fall.
Can we aid Elder Ordway with that?
I think we were all busy with our own things. You sent the Harbinger of the Void to tie the rope on the other side of the bridge, and Tad was actually holding the rope that Cinderspark was jumping across with.
Okay,
it's true. Sorry, it's only 15 feet down, though?
Mm-hmm.
You could take that. I mean, aren't you not unbreakable?
Yes, but the less I test it, the more breakable I am not.
I don't think that's true. I have faith in you, Bob.
That makes one of us.
Can we have the elder do an intelligence check to see if she realizes that pulling on the rope will send him cascading into the cliff rather than just letting him fall and then pulling up?
I should remind you that this elder took 3 goblins on an adventure, so making an intelligence check is probably not the best
I don't think
idea.
it's an intelligence problem. I think it might be a wisdom problem.
That's probably true.
But it's still an issue because this started with me getting adopted by this particular elder. So I don't think the wisdom is a very high stat here.
Right.
So here's how I'm going to rule this. She had to leave enough slack for you to make the other edge and at least get away from the edge, right? So maybe 20 feet of rope was left out between you and her.
Which is just enough to land wherever I'm going.
So, yep, enough to make it across and land. However, that's just a little too much, and you splash down in the water.
Oh, okay. I thought I was going to be on the rocks.
Nope. You are in the water. You don't take any damage. But what we're going to come back to you. And
Not ominous at all.
you had something going on. You had the Harbinger lassoing the statue on the other side, and you were going to tie off on the statue on this side.
Yep. I rolled a thievery at the end of last session and got myself a 16.
Got yourself a 16. Okay. So that was for the Harbinger, right?
I don't know.
I thought that was, for the Harbinger. So you go to reach up to tie off on the statue nearest you.
Yeah.
Elder Ordwy steps up.
Yeah.
Give me a moment and I'll help you. I'll help you tie that off.
Thank you.
It's quite a reach.
It is a bit. The statue is tall and I am not.
Yes. We'll get Bob out of the water. And
Ooh, yes. Bob?
If you'll help me pull him up.
Oh, I can do that. I tell the bird to keep Bob company down by the water.
Cinderspark had a rope as well that Ted had the end of, but now there is actually a rope on both sides since obviously I had one end and Ted has the other. So we can tie that off, correct? And people can use that?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well, I'll find something to tie my end of the rope to on this side.
Okay, there is a statue. I don't know if you remember that there are some statues on either side. 2 weather-worn statues stand on either side of a 15-foot wide rift in the shore, extending their arms toward one another. Also, the Harbinger did attach a rope on that side already.
Yes.
You can't have too much rope.
True. So you are welcome to tie off your rope as well.
Mm-hmm.
I shall do so.
If Tad would like to do the same thing on this side, you can do that.
That's a thievery.
Yes.
Okay. Which I have a +6 in. That will be a 24.
Ooh. Fancy.
You believe you are securely fastened. Go ahead, Tad. Are you going to tie off this rope?
Tad is going to ask if anybody else is good at knots and look around expectantly. Understanding Elder Ordwy has other things going on. For Cog, maybe.
I can tie knots.
Are you good at knots?
I am.
Yeah, please help me.
Sure, no problem.
Tad, wasn't part of your backstory that you were a sailor?
That's true.
Part of his backstory was that he was on a ship, not that he was a sailor.
Yeah.
That's why he's off the ship.
Not everyone that rides on boats is a sailor. And to your point, he would have made a poor one since I'm no longer on a boat.
Is that the only definition of sailor? As long as you're on a boat.
While on boat, you are sailor. As long as you're sailing the boat, because if it's a rowboat, aren't you a rower?
Yes.
As Cinderspark muses to themselves while tying these knots.
All right. So Tad does not know how to tie the rope, but he's able to effectively put it around a portion of the statue securely, probably where Verkog could not reach.
It's true.
Just stand on each other's shoulders.
It's true.
There's actually only one goblin on each side of the bridge.
And there's one in the middle.
Right, but we can't stand on each other's shoulders unless you guys join me down there.
That's true. I mean, I think that Tad can stand on Burkog's shoulders is what I was really suggesting.
My shoulders are not that big.
And then the Harbinger can be on top.
That's true.
Tad will lift Vercog as necessary to tie the knot around the statue.
All right. Go ahead and give me a thievery check for
Okay.
Cog.
Here we go. That is 14 plus 5 for a total of 19.
A 19. All right. You believe the rope to be fastened tightly at your end.
I am
Okay.
a professional.
You are a professional. As you guys are tying up the rope there, Elder Ordwe steps up and she looks like she's looking at the statue there. She rubs the weather-worn face of the statue.
Yeah, I was actually kind of curious about that too.
Says, Santwi, he had a dream for Osprey Cove. There was once a time the settlements still worked together, though they believe differently. Pauses. Maybe we will once again.
Mom, that history lesson is nice, but I'm in the water.
And she, let me, forgot about Bob.
What about Bob?
Bob is sailing.
And she
Bob
starts to
is
pull.
currently fishing as bait.
She pulls the rope tight. Bob, you make it.
Well, actually, I do have some questions while I'm down there.
Yeah.
First of all, is this a rope bridge like we've got on the map, or was it made out of stone?
It is a rope bridge, wooden rope bridge, like you see on the map.
So does it look like it just broke in the middle, or like it broke at one of the ends or something?
It looks like it. Let's see here. What kind of check?
Can I roll repair to see if I can figure out how it was broken?
So crafting then?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, I'm not trained in this, but I've got an intelligence of 2, so let's see if that does anything. Well, it's an 11.
Yeah, 11. You're not real sure.
Okay.
It looks like there are wood planks missing. There are from the middle of it. There's wood planks missing. Along the edges, there are still wood planks there.
So,
Not much.
in theory, like, if I grabbed the end of it, could they pull me up with it? Or would that be too heavy?
That would be pretty heavy.
Yeah. Okay. Well,
Can't you use the remains of the bridge as like a ladder?
So, as I say, she starts pulling you. She pulls you to the edge, right? And starts
actually,
pulling you.
I'll stop her and I'll ask her to pull me up to the other side.
Ask her to pull you up to the other side.
Right. Just cross with the other end of my rope and pull me up on the side with Cinderspark where we're going, rather than pulling me back to the side I jumped from.
So leave you in the water for now?
It's fine. It's actually rather calm here.
No, it is not rather calm here.
Oh.
So,
It's fine, I say, as I am battered by the surf.
yeah, go ahead and if you're going to swim to the other side, go ahead and give me an athletics check
Sure.
to swim.
That's what got me into this mess, but let's try it.
Let's see if it can get you out.
Okay, +3. Hey, this time it's a total of 20.
20. You are able to swim to the other side.
And then, as Brian Cinderspark suggested, can I grab onto the remains of the bridge on that side?
Yeah, there's some rope hanging down that you can grab onto.
Oh, cool. Then I'm like, actually, Mom, hold on. Maybe I can climb out myself?
All right. So you would like to climb with the rope. Go ahead and give me another athletics check.
Okay, that's still a +3.
I want you to know we're all very proud of you, Bob.
Can I help Bob up when Bob gets close enough?
When he gets close enough, yes.
All right, let's find out if I do. This one's only a 15.
All right. A 15 is going to be enough to move 5 feet.
And is that close enough for Cinderspark to grab me?
No, you are
No,
still
I'm
about
3
10
feet
feet
tall.
down.
No.
That's true. Neither of us is exactly known for our wingspan.
Essentially, you're gonna have to succeed 3 times.
But I can help on the third, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
All right, does anybody want to do anything before I try again?
Can I examine the broken bridge to see if I can gain any knowledge as to how it broke?
Yeah. Go ahead, and you're gonna do repair, right?
Is the action? Pardon me. Yeah, the exploration. No, not exploration. No, where is it? Is it encounter? Sorry. Yeah. It is repair. Would be. Oh, I have to drag the item here. Never mind. Can I use craft then? I can't drag the item to it in order to repair it.
Right.
But that is the action that I would be taking.
Crafting also has recall knowledge, right? So would that not work that way?
Ooh.
Yeah, let's do that. I think that's a good one.
Okay. So I will roll craft. And here we go. And ladies and gentlemen, that is a crit for a 27.
Oof.
Wow.
27. It looks like this was probably purposely cut, and the wood was salvaged.
Really? Okay. All right.
Oh, so planks are missing. We wouldn't be able to fix this unless we came back with more stuff.
Yep. Looks that way.
There's a wooden boat right over there.
It's true. We could take some of the wood from that. I don't. Do I think that there's enough?
No, you don't think that there's enough.
Okay.
Well, is there enough or is there goblin enough? There's just okay, this is totally different things.
The goblin in you might think that there's enough, but there's not enough. The voice of reason steps from behind you and tells you, "We don't have time to fix the bridge."
Okay.
Okay, so there's a rope tied to both sides. Rakag and Tad still need to try to figure out how to get across.
Okay. Can I?
If I may point out something,
Sure.
Mm-hmm.
if I can make it up there, you'll have 2 ropes instead of just 1. Because
Three ropes.
yes, but oh yes, actually, you guys do have 2 ropes already tied on.
And
I think-
Tad suggests that with a minimum of 2, we could just tie both ropes and then use them to shimmy across.
That
Right.
sounds lovely.
I was thinking of a high rope and a low rope, so you can stand on one and grab the other.
Right, an actual rope bridge.
Okay, well you already have enough. Did you tie them next to each other?
Sure.
They are tied. Yeah.
Tad will take Rakag and have him
Don't throw me.
tie the second one. No. If you'd like to make a thievery check to accommodate the second rope and ensure that that knot is sound.
Can do.
No, you already did that. You rolled for your own ropes.
Right, and then you rolled for
Tad's rope.
So I'm good to go here, Ryan.
Yeah, you got both of them attached securely as far as you could tell.
Okay.
I think so.
Then I will use.
Well, you're the one who would know, GM. We're just assuming.
I was going to say we have them attached.
The only rope in question is the one between Ordwy and Bob.
Okay.
That is
All
true.
right.
What skill should I use here to get across? I have acrobatics.
So what you're going to try to
Tightrope the
tightrope walk this, but you're going to try to hold, like, you have one up high and one down low, so you're going to, like, tightrope walk with a...
Yeah, that's what it looks like right now.
Oh, I love
Okay.
it for you.
Yeah, go ahead and give me an acrobatics with a +2.
Really? All right.
The stabilizing rope is going to be your +2.
That's a 12 in total there, GM.
Join me. The water is
Oh.
fine.
Here comes Verkog. Give me a reflex save.
Okay.
Does the second rope provide him a bonus to this one as well?
No.
Well,
No, it does not.
You'd be grabbing the ledge or the rope.
Going to be grabbing the rope. Basically, you're falling. You lost grip on the top rope. You started to fall, and you're trying to catch the bottom rope as you're falling.
An 11.
Yep, you hit the water with a splash.
Things were going so well.
Look on the plus side. There's still a rope in the water. Mine.
True. And your raven's fine.
Verkog, you are down in the water near Bob.
Oh, hello.
Down in the water near Bob. Sounds like a folk
Yeah.
song.
No, I'm just a geographical feature.
How would you like to do this?
Hopefully not the same way.
Don't do it then.
We're running out of space down here.
There's a much narrower area over here. Maybe we should have done that instead.
Well, it doesn't have
so-
statues. And it was hard to climb further up.
There's the tightrope walk that you tried to do. You could also try to, like, cling and clamber across. Like, you put your arms around it, and your feet wrapped around it, and kind of shimmy across.
Mm-hmm.
Ted, seeing this happen, feels pretty confident that it just needed a human to attempt it.
Yeah.
So he's gonna tightrope walk.
Uh-huh.
Same as Verkog had done. And as he begins to go over, I roll my acrobatics check. So with the +4 modifier, because of the +2 circumstance, I rolled a natural 1 for a 5.
See, this is what happens when you talk shit.
We did mention he wasn't a sailor.
Actually, I would like to recall how exactly your character felt previous session, because you mentioned like being outdone in combat by 3 goblins made you depressed. So this is totally expected. Yes, I need to show those goblins up, but the result is also totally expected.
Tis hubris, sir. Tis hubris.
I have one
Yeah.
word for you: Icarus. And if you don't know who that is, you should read more.
Ted rolled a 6 on the die on his reflex save for a total of 11.
Yeah, you
For
shouldn't
a
be taunting
total
this
of 11,
Icarus.
you miss the rope, and you splash down next to them.
I'm just saying we shouldn't be taunting this Icarus because he can land on us.
So, Ordwy, are you gonna join them too?
Hold on. Now that you guys have had your chance with the water, I want to try to get out.
Yeah, good call. Get out.
And Bob's climbing 5 feet up and up.
Okay, go ahead and give me a climb check.
Now, before I go, does anybody have any effects that improve chances?
You're the bard, dude.
Hero points.
Okay.
I think we should each have one.
Best I can do is aid, I think, but
Right. Let me see. Courageous Anthem only gives attack damage and saves against fear. I am not attacking the wall, so I don't think that'll work.
you haven't tried it.
That's true, but I don't want to get into combat with a wall because I'm not sure I'll win.
Does this side of the bridge reach all the way down to the water?
Which side is this?
Pardon me.
There's
Side by
rope
Bob.
there. Yeah. There's rope on both sides that hang down to the water.
Okay, maybe we could use that to help us climb.
Okay, so this is acrobatics or athletics again? Athletics?
Yes, athletics.
Okay, I am still trained but not strong enough, so only at +3. And that one is only a 12. Rolled off my usual.
Only a 12. You make
Correct.
no progress.
But at least I don't fall.
No.
You do not fall.
Bob, I'm still very proud of you.
Join me. The remains of the bridge are fine.
I will give that a try.
Okay.
Is that athletics still?
That is athletics.
Okay, do we get a bonus for the rope?
Are you trying to use my rope, the one between me and Mom, to
No,
climb
I'm
up there?
using the remains. No, I'm using the remains of the bridge.
Just use Bob as an anchor.
I'm sure it'll go off very well because I am currently like one step up out of the water, so I can be an anchor. Sure, let's find out.
No, you are not going to get a bonus on this.
Okay, so this is a +0. Let's see what happens. That is an 8.
That is an 8. You make no progress.
I asked the Harbinger if he can untie the rope from that side and drop it down to me here.
All right. He will do that.
If you're going to do that,
Yes.
and there's going to be another rope in the water that's tied to the statue up here, I can also help pull it from this side,
That would
correct?
be fabulous.
Ordwe's still on the other side, then can release the rope. The 2 ropes are on this side when
How was
she...
Ordwe getting?
Or a one rope anyway she could release.
Yeah, we should have 2 ropes, one of each tied on each side of the bridge down into the water. Since clearly we're terrible at walking across ropes, but we're very great at just jumping into the water and then climbing up using those ropes.
But how are we getting Elder Ordwe across?
Elder Ordwe, she goes over to the rope. She puts her arms around it, the low-hanging rope, wraps her legs around it, and starts scooting across.
Okay.
The thing we didn't do.
That looks like a 15 as she starts sliding across the rope.
And none of us did that.
Elder Ordwe's got skills.
She says, "Hold on a minute, Bob. I'll help you up."
I'm
Makes her
going
way
to.
across.
Just a peek behind the curtain. What was the circumstance bonus for doing it that way?
There was no bonus. The DC is different.
Oh, okay.
So one was an acrobatics check or the tightrope walk, and one is an athletics check for clambering across.
Dad, are you going to try to climb using the remains of the bridge, or are you just going to wait?
Tad, I assume, is going to have to swim a little bit since he failed so spectacularly.
Yeah, go
So-
ahead. And,
Yeah. Quick question for you. I'm wearing medium armor, so I assume that the armor check penalty does exist. I want to ensure that I click the appropriate button to affect the modifier.
Isn't there is it based on your strength? Like if you have enough strength, it doesn't actually apply a penalty to your skills.
I have a +3 to strength.
Is that the case?
Because I was looking into leather armor for Bob, and Bob isn't strong enough for significant armor, which is why he's wearing just padded armor, clothing basically. That's extra thick.
Oh, yeah.
while wearing armor while swimming can reduce your swim speed to a minimum of 5 feet unless you meet the armor strength threshold. If you do meet the threshold, you can reduce the penalty by 5 feet.
I am wearing scale mail, and I assume a +3 may meet that threshold.
I believe so.
Okay, cool. Yeah, strength is a +2 on that item. So, all right, this is going to be rolled with a +6. That is a natural 20 for 26 total.
Yes.
All right. So
You
with
swim
this
up the wall.
critical success, when you swim, you move through the water, increasing the maximum distance by 5 feet. So for swimming, you attempt an athletics check to move a maximum distance of 10 feet through water. If your land speed is 40 feet or higher, nobody has that. So it's going to be 10 feet.
Yeah, so that should be enough to get me over to the side, and I will begin attempting to climb up with a 14 on the die for a 20 total as Tad begins to climb up the far side.
He is swimming up the wall.
So you have climbed 5 feet up the wall using the rope. And you are essentially even with Bob on either side of the other side, using the other side of the rope.
Oh, I'm gonna start taking bets.
I will take another one while we're focusing on Tad, and that's going to be a 7 on the die for a 13 total.
A 13 is a failure. You do not make any progress. The rope is a little slick. Your hands are wet, and you are struggling a little bit.
Ordwy, I bet Bob will make it up before Tad.
He takes one more attempt for an 8 on the die and a 14 total.
14, you just miss. You're still working through the slippery fingers and rope.
While Ted flails and rests, he turns and waits and tries to gain inspiration from Bob. Who's
Oh, no pressure. No pressure at all. All right. So this one is athletics at +3.
Yep. Go ahead with Ordwy helping you. Go ahead and give yourself a +2 on your.
Well, that even with her helping, that's only a 12, which I believe makes no progress.
No progress.
Okay. And what, am I trying again?
Yeah, go ahead.
All right. That is terrible. A natural 1 for a total of 6 with her help.
So you fall, but the rope is pulled tight, so you don't go anywhere, but you lost grip on the rope, and you're just kind of dangling there.
All right. I've turned into a piñata.
Upside down.
Well, I expect to be upside down, but we goblins are generally top-heavy
It's true.
Yeah.
due to our
Big
massive head.
No, everyone else has small heads.
And I'm fairly certain that Elder Ordwy has been in this position with me before, where she was bringing me out of some sort of a crevasse by a rope.
Out of the bathtub.
Bathtub's not that deep.
How deep is the bathtub?
This was Little Bob.
I was
How much smaller could Little Bob have been?
Tiny. Bob.
Tiny Bob.
just
Same size head.
Yes,
Same size head.
just all head.
Baby
No.
Bob was the size of a kitten.
Also teeth.
Teeth are in the head.
Not
At least
always.
they're supposed to be.
All right. Does Cinderspark want to help pull on the rope?
Will help. Elder Mom, let me get this. I'll help Bob up.
Right. We are not going to belabor this, so
Wait. What about Verkag?
yep. So
Verkag doesn't have any rope. Throw me at him.
I'm just saying because Verkog's there at that rope there, he was able to grab the rope there and is able to stabilize himself and doesn't have to swim right now.
Mm-hmm. Love that.
No, I'm saying if you guys are pulling me up, throw me at Verkag so I can hug him, and then you can pull both of us up.
Goblin grappling hook. I love it.
They are pulling Bob up. And they get Bob up to the top here, lay him down on the ground as he's probably panting pretty heavy, and untie the rope. Going to drop it down to Tad and help Tad up. So Tad, you can give yourself a +2 while they're pulling and you're trying to climb. So you're kind of walking up as they're pulling on the rope and you got a hold of it.
Tad musters all his strength when an 11 on the die for 17 total.
Oh, look at that.
Oh, no, I'm sorry. With the circumstance bonus, that should actually be 19 total.
All right. You make it up another 5 feet. You are at 10 feet. Go ahead and give me one more.
A 3 on the die for 11 total.
No progress.
Tad is wondering why he ever left Absalom.
It's a little early in the campaign to be rethinking your life choices.
And going home.
That's another 3 on the die for an 11 total.
Okay, but he's up top here now, right?
And finally,
No, he's got...
with
So we could just reach down to him and grab him, because he made the first...
Ryan, I have a stupid game design question here. Is there no longer the option to take 20?
There is not.
Oh, wow. Okay. Good to know.
And finally, after 45 seconds or so, with an 11 on the die for 19 total, I assume Tad is able to pull himself over the precipice.
Yep. You make it the last 5 feet, and they pull you over the edge.
In the meantime, I was going to be casting Prestidigitation to clean myself, and now I switch to cleaning Tad.
Clean Vercog while he's in the water.
Just air dry.
All right. Ordwy says, we got to get Vercog up here. Let's throw the rope.
What? No, give the end of the rope to the Raven, and the Raven can fly it to Vercog.
Okay.
That makes sense.
Yes, it does. So the Raven takes the end of the rope, flies it down to Vercog. And I would assume, but I will let Matt decide what the Raven does.
Stop him.
The Raven is definitely laughing at him as he flies the rope down to him, and then just kind of sits there, swimming in the water there for a second, kind of to say, "Come on now, everybody else is up there."
Who is better at thievery, you or the Raven?
I am.
Then you should tie the rope around yourself.
There you go.
All right. So you tie the rope around yourself. Go ahead and give me the free check.
I got a 3. Total of 8.
You pull on it, and your knot comes undone.
Fabulous. Awesome.
You all right there, buddy?
I'm trying.
Bob, some music to aid Vercog. Lift his spirits, if not up the cliff.
Is
14 total?
Yeah, unfortunately, I didn't take the feat that gives me the focus cantrip, I think, to make your skills go better. Maybe that'll be my next choice.
You fasten the rope around yourself. Go ahead and give me an athletics check to swim across with this rope attached to you as they are pulling on it.
Any circumstance bonuses here?
Yeah, go ahead and take a +2.
Fabulous. Total of 8.
You made no progress.
Trying.
You're just like flailing in the water as they are pulling on the rope. It's almost like you're panicking.
15.
15? All right. You move closer, 5 feet closer.
Fabulous.
And go ahead and give me another swim check.
6.
Can we just haul Vercog up like a fish?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll say, you all can grab the rope and pull. And between at least Ordwy and
we can all help.
or
There should be enough rope.
any more than 2 would be a hindrance.
Okay.
Unless you...
Well, I don't really have that much strength as Bob or as Dimitri. So, yeah, I'll let you guys handle this.
So, Cinderspark and Ordwy, go ahead and pull Vercog up. Mm-hmm. And you guys are all on the other side.
Yay.
There was a lot more failure involved in that than I was expecting.
Well,
we've only yet begun to fail.
This is level 1, where you might just get defeated by a geographical feature.
Yep. Yeah, we don't all have flight yet.
No, just the raven.
I don't know. I flew pretty well, just downward.
Yes.
Now that we've defeated a 15-foot chasm, do we level up, Ryan?
Yes, you level up to some experience points.
Fabulous.
Nice.
Well, I mean,
Just a little shy of the 1,000 that you need.
Level 1.2.
You're not even at level 1.1 yet. You're like 1.07 or something. All right, so you guys make it across the chasm. Ordwy says that was quite the ordeal.
Yes.
So what I'm hearing is every time we go across, we get some experience points.
No,
Maybe we should stop here for the night and farm.
It doesn't work that way.
Too bad.
When you master a task, you get experience for it once. If you come back to fight it again, that doesn't get you more experience.
Well, we never crossed it in the other direction.
All right, Bridge, rest up, and when we come back, we will take you down again. Well, you're already down.
No, it's already
we'll take
down.
you on again.
So I'm going to bring you guys to this map here and just give you a little overview. You guys are over here on the southwest area.
Ooh. Oh.
I don't think we can cross this with rope, guys.
So
We just need more rope.
Elder Ordwy, after you guys make your way across the chasm, she does want to take a breath. Pulling goblins out of the water was more work than she had anticipated. And
I had been training her for this my entire life.
Truly a public service.
She tells you a little bit, little story. She says, long ago, Santui and D'Artanius agreed to work together and build the coast road. Now the old coast road. They built a stone bridge over this gap using the natural stone of the peninsula. This bridge originally featured 4 stone pillars, 2 of which were carved, she points to them, to resemble Santui and D'Artanius. She says, the one over there, that was Santui. D'Artanius is the one on this side here. Holding the top of the bridge's railing and facing out towards the water. 100 years of erosion has marred the faces of these statues. For many years, Osprey Cove attempted to keep the bridge in good repair, but the town has generally ignored it for the past decade. The wooden bridge replacement was scavenged long ago by Iron Harbor. And she catches her breath and tells you about a little history of the bridge there. And you guys need anything? Is everybody feeling okay to continue traveling?
I think so.
Yes, I think that's enough exposition for the moment.
I was the only one injured in the fight. Is Tad okay to continue?
Tad is actually good. He got healing from the Elder and is good to continue.
With the Reef Claw and Hanover behind us, we should keep an eye out. Elder Ordwy says, we don't want to be surprised again. Are there any actions that you guys would like to take? I imagine you guys are kind of on high alert after the Reef Claw and the Hanover.
That was the
Are we in Sorry, say again?
sorry, the name of the gremlin. Sorry.
Yeah, the Hanover.
Oh, right. How could I forget?
Are we in the exploration mode right now?
Yes.
Well,
You can tell me what you want to do, and I can give you kind of what the activity would be in game terms.
Well, I'm actually curious if we can find any kind of tracks on this side of the bridge, because last session, and the reason we left home, was that after the storm, a messenger from Iron Harbor was discovered near us. So I'm thinking that maybe somebody tried to come this way and got turned around, And maybe there would be tracks on this side of the bridge to indicate that. So we know a little bit more of what to expect.
That's a good idea.
Yeah, you don't really see any tracks. I'm not even going to make you roll on it. The rain was so hard that everything just washed away.
Okay, so at least since the storm, nobody's been here, as far as we can tell.
Correct. So some things you can do, just some thoughts that I had. There's avoid notice, right? So you could try sneaking for a little while. Mm-hmm. If you tried to sneak the whole way, you're going to be pretty slowed up quite a bit. Cover tracks, that also slows you down quite a bit. You can hustle. That speeds up your overland travel. You can investigate, but that doesn't really seem appropriate in this situation. That's more for small areas, like if you're going into a room or you want to investigate something on the wall, kind of those things. You could scout.
I think that makes sense.
I was going to suggest that.
I have a question.
Mm-hmm.
It looks from the map that we're looking at like this road is going to wind around a harbor. So we should have a visual on the town of Iron Harbor as soon as we get to the other side of the mountain ridge, hills, whatever was preventing us from just crossing directly.
Right.
Having to follow this road.
Yes.
So we'd be able to see it in the distance. How far in the distance? Like, how wide is this harbor across? I don't really have a sense of it.
Yeah, so this is, it's hard to get a sense of it with this map. So the road, you're about halfway. So about 9 miles, 10 miles.
By the road.
That's what you have left.
So we wouldn't be able to see any fine details about the town until we got much closer.
Correct.
Okay.
Well, it's not on fire, right?
You don't see any fire in the distance.
That's something we know.
Oh, then there's a bit of detail here at the entrance to the harbor.
Mm-hmm.
Do we know about that place?
You haven't seen that yet. I will get to that in a moment.
Anyway, you had mentioned scouting, and I was actually going to suggest that
okay,
some of that. What would be involved in that?
So scouting, it also slows you down. But what that does, so you scout ahead and behind the group to watch for danger. You move at half speed. And at the start of an encounter, every creature in the party gains a +1 circumstance bonus to their initiative roll.
Okay. I mean, that sounds good to me since we were already ambushed by a crawfish and the water goblin.
Giant enemy crab. What? We hit its weak point for massive damage.
Is anyone an expert in the skill associated with scouting?
I don't think anybody's an expert as of level 1.
Correct.
Trained.
Yeah.
What skill does scouting use?
Scouting doesn't necessarily have a skill associated with it. It, like I said, it's just an action you take for exploration, and it just gives you that bonus. But also, so for instance, I already did this, and as you guys are traveling around the point here, Vercog, you notice that there's like a ledge up on the other side of this hill from where you were fighting.
Okay.
But it's up the hill a little ways.
I pointed out to people who are better climbers than I am.
Is climb acrobatics?
Athletics.
Okay, I am not terrible. I'm not great, as we've just discovered.
All evidence to the contrary.
Okay, fine. I am terrible, but some people are terribler than me.
Up on this ridge, you see it brush growing, and it's up about 15 feet from the bottom. It's about halfway up the ridgeline.
Before we go on, does Elder Ordwe want to continue with the rope thing? Like, leave it tied to me as like a leash?
No, I assume that she... Well, no, she already pulled it off. She used that to throw down to Tad.
Still on Mama's apron strings.
Oh,
I'm saying I would very much prefer not to have that, but she might prefer to continue doing that, because I am likely to just go climbing up a wall right now,
poorly.
and she will regret not having left the rope around me.
I mean, I think her expectation is that if you try to climb up the wall, you will do it poorly, so you will just fall down and on the ground.
That's a good point. She would need that for when I fall further than she is, but not when I'm climbing up above her.
Yeah, she can't pull you back down to safety. That doesn't really work that way. Okay, so we're going up the ledge?
Are we rolling for going up the ledge, or are we just going?
Tad can attempt to aid by...
Who's going up the ledge?
If there's a ledge to go up, I'm definitely going up it.
I shouldn't, so I am.
Goblin way.
All right. Go ahead and give me climb check.
Which is athletics?
Athletics.
Athletics.
That's an 11 for a 16.
And I've got a total of 17.
17. What was yours, Brian?
16.
16. All right. So you make your way up about 5 feet.
Then we keep trying because we're going for 15. Unless something happens.
Something does happen. About that time, a crossbow bolt comes shooting out at Bob.
I'm not a fan of this.
It's an odd place for a crossbow bolt.
You are looking for an armor class of 60.
But you're off guard.
I suppose. I don't think the scouting bonus is going to do anything.
All right. When that happens, I need initiative from everyone, and I will bring you back to the map.
Okay. Are we getting the scouting bonus of +1 for this?
Get the +1 bonus to initiative.
Okay. All right. So,
Can we roll athletics for initiative since we're in the middle of climbing?
Sure.
Sweet.
my athletics is actually worse than my perception-based initiative, so I'll go with my regular.
Sweet initiative of 16.
Very nice. Let's see.
I don't know where I am. Not on the map.
That was going to be a 14. Do you need me to actually roll it in the chat, don't you?
Yeah, and then I can change it.
You need a +1 for the scouting if you haven't applied it.
Tad rolls a 12 for an 18 total.
An 18 total, okay.
The funny thing is my digital dice are actually rolled the same thing as my physical dice, so that's interesting.
Yeah, I'm noticing that it is not taking into... No, it is taking into account. Never mind.
I am not taking the digital die, even though that is a spectacular roll.
I mean, that's your choice, dude.
Okay, well, whatever the GM tells me, I will use.
Whatever you had chosen as your die is what I would like you to use. I just want you to keep it honest.
Then it's my physical roll, and once you get to me, I'll tell you what to adjust it to.
All right, what am I adjusting it to?
Oh, okay, you've gotten to me. It's 16 instead of the 25 that it rolled digitally.
And if it matters, mine should be adjusted to a 14.
Cinder Spark should be a 14. And Vercog, yours was rolled in game, and Tad, yours as well?
Yes.
That's amazing.
All right. So we are going to begin the encounter as you see...
Hi, my name is Shot by a Crossbow.
Oh. Are you a goblin too?
this humanoid with long, pointy ears, pointy eyebrows, scraggly hair, wearing leather armor and has a crossbow.
There's no bolt on that crossbow. That's mine now.
Do you think
Not an accurate
they only have
representation.
the one?
Well, I'm fairly certain that the one that she had was just embedded in me.
Is it?
I don't know.
We will find out here in just a second. That is plus that to hit. A 21 to hit.
Yeah, I'm fairly certain 21 is higher than 16, especially since I'm assuming I'm off guard. So I'm fairly certain I just got one crossbow bolt richer.
That's true. You can sell that.
Well, no, I have to retrieve it from my innards first.
Let's do this die. That is 1 point of piercing damage.
Ooh.
That's a lot less than I was expecting. Thank you.
Oh, I take that back. It is 2 points of piercing damage because I rolled ones on for damage and for the sneak attack.
2. That's twice.
I was about to say the same thing. Twice as much damage.
Oh, you can actually change your elevation here.
Hey.
However, that 2 points of damage should be reflected in my HP. Okay, current HP is 18 out of 20.
All right. And then I am also going to need a fortitude
I
save.
thought this might be coming.
Okay. I am trained in these, and I have a +5 as a result. And I have gotten a total of 14.
A total of 14. That is 3 points of poison damage.
Delightful.
As you are in stage 1 of the poison.
You know what? I'll ask on my turn because I'm currently surprised.
This thing is going to reload. That is an action. And then take another attack with the hand crossbow.
Still at me?
Still at you. That is a 20 to hit.
Still hits.
All right. Get 2 of these d6s. 5 points of damage.
Still don't appreciate that.
Tad.
Question. Do I have to make another fort save for that?
Oh, yes, you do.
Yay. Okay, this one is actually an 18.
An 18. You go down to stage 0 and take no more damage. A success on a poison brings you down a stage.
Very nice.
So I got hit with more poison, and it actually turned out to be less poison.
You fought it off.
No. This person shot the same exact spot and knocked the previous crossbow bolt out the other side of me. So now there's no poison in my system because both bolts are out.
There you go. That works too.
Yep.
I mean, half of my HP is gone, so that's the downside there. But otherwise, I'm fine.
No, the downside's 5 feet down.
But you are correct.
Technically.
All right, Tad. How would you like to respond to this display of violence?
So just to confirm, the mysterious adversary is on top of the ledge where Tad cannot see, correct?
Yeah, you would have a difficulty seeing it.
Okay.
So the only ones who actually see are Bob and Cinderspark, because we climbed up.
You guys would actually be like 5 feet closer. There you go.
Okay.
So I suppose they go, message for you, sir.
So actually, you guys can't really see it at all still from where you're at.
We just saw the bolts.
Yeah, basically peeking over.
Bits of Bob flew off.
It's Bob.
Okay, half flew off.
You can see. No, I will take that back. You guys can see it, but it does have concealment.
She's cute, though.
Yeah.
Just want everybody to know that.
Yeah, my opinion of her is a little bit worse than yours.
Yeah.
But Tad, it's from where you're at, it's hard to see it. You know kind of generally where it is.
Gotcha.
As long as you know she's cute.
So
though.
I had mentioned that Tad was trying to help the goblins up, so I'll say that he had his weapons stowed despite being here. So he'll use his first action to interact and draw his sword.
Okay.
The second one he will do, is he able to reach Cinderspark with a touch attack?
Cinderspark, yeah.
Okay.
From there.
Cinderspark, I'm sorry. Yeah, who was hit? Cinderspark? I'm sorry, Bob.
Bob.
Bob got
Gotcha. So I'm next to both Bob and Cinderspark.
We don't all look alike, Tad.
He's
especially because we're wearing different clothing.
he's going to cast a heal spell against a living creature as a single action. So you get a 1d8 with a 3 on the die. So you get 3 points of healing, Bob.
Thank you.
And then he will actually, because he did not need to use the 2-action version of heal that offers range, he will do a interact action to withdraw his shield for his third and final action before the end of his turn.
To raise his shield?
No, to basically unstow it. So he now has a sword and shield in his hand.
I thought you could do that with both the sword and the shield at the same time.
Yeah. I was diving into drawing and stowing items, and it gets crunchy, so I didn't have really anything I can do with my third action, so I'm fine kind of using that with the shield. Ryan, if you want to rule that it can do 1 action, sword and shield at the same time, I'll just raise my shield then for the AC bonus.
Yeah, I would say, yeah, you could do that.
Okay, cool. And then that's the...
So you got the shield raised. All right. Or do we... She draws her rapier for a single action.
Village of Keaton Kalian's followers. Would be expected. I'm sure we've had plenty of these discussions back home.
She is going to cast shield, and she is going to raise her shield.
Casting the shield automatically raises it.
Oh, yes, it does. Casting it does count as it. You are right.
Because I was looking up that spell and decided to go with an actual buckler instead.
And she will move over here. And that is her 3 actions. Her cog.
I cannot. I can see the ledge. I can't see anybody on it.
You have a vague idea of where it is, but no, you cannot really make it out right now. It is concealed to you.
Okay.
So if you were going to make an attack on it, it would be a DC 5 flat check when targeting.
Okay.
Where's the real harbinger of the void?
He's hanging out with me. I can't see anything. You know something? I'll make that flat check just to see. Is that an action?
I make that.
Okay.
Or go ahead. You go ahead and make it. Yeah.
Sure.
It's not an action. It's just it's if you're attacking, you would roll. It's like your 20% mischance, except you just roll a DC 5.
How far away up the cliff is this?
From where you're at, you are about 25 feet from it.
Okay. And then there's my flat check. And I rolled a 20 because really, why wouldn't I?
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. I will cast Void Warp at it.
What's that do?
You call upon the void to harm life force, and this person is making me mad. So the target takes damage with a basic fort. On a critical failure, they are also enfeebled 1 until the start of your next turn.
Fort save.
17.
What is my DC?
17.
17. How about a 21 on the fort save?
Okay, so that's a no then.
I passed, but not
And what does
critically.
it say? What does it say happens on a failure or success?
It doesn't say anything, so nothing happens.
So on a success, it's a basic fort save,
Yes.
right? So on a basic fort save, or a basic save, it would still take half
It does
damage.
not say that in the spell description.
Right. There's basics. So the basic save has its own description.
Okay.
Mhm.
It's a little confusing, but what they did is they tried to make it a little easier. So if something has a basic save, here, I'll go over these real quick. A critical success, you take no damage. A success, you take half the listed damage from the effect. A failure, you take full damage, and a critical failure, double the listed damage from the effect. And occasionally when it says basic save, it'll add effects to it, like that one does, right, on a critical failure.
But just as for example, I'm looking at a first rank spell that says critical success on the fort is unaffected. Success, half the void damage and no persistent bleed. Failure, full damage. Critical failure, double void damage and double persistent bleed. It doesn't say any of that in the description of this spell. I will do the damage, but it just seemed odd to me.
What's the other spell you were talking about?
Grim Tendrils. It is a first rank spell, and it breaks it down into all of those things.
Yep, because that is not a basic fortitude save.
Perfect. Okay.
So that's why. So when it has those spelled out like that, it's not a basic fortitude or a basic save. So there's the basic save, which does.
Oh, okay.
Like I said,
I see what you mean.
and then there's some will have their own type of save.
Okay, doke. And then here you go. Here's your 2d4 damage. That is 6, so takes 3.
All right, we'll take 3 damage. Ow, that hurt.
And you shouldn't have shot my friend.
I guess you might not know what it said.
Oh, sorry.
I think
Was
about
I
that.
speaking in a foreign language?
I speak many languages.
You do not have that language.
Fabulous. Okay.
So it's not
Dude.
goblin then.
It just screeched out.
Do any of us understand what was said?
Get him, Bob.
Let's see here. Not Cinderspark.
Well, it's not goblin, so
Not Bob. Let's see. Does Ordwe? Nope. Ordwe doesn't have that language. Tad? Nope. Nobody understands it.
can we recognize that language at least?
You
Wouldn't you need to
can.
understand it for that?
Somebody will have to take an action to recall knowledge.
Aha!
Ah, crap. Then that should have been my last. Can that be my last action?
It sure can.
And that is what I shall do. Recall knowledge. I have many knowledge skills.
You could do society.
Fabulous. I have that.
All right, go ahead and give me a society.
Okay.
Well, what do you want? You want to know what language it's
I
speaking?
would like to know what the heck it is.
Yeah, I'll give you what it is on a success and one and
I rolled a total of 16.
16 is enough to know that it is a Darrow.
And I know basically what a Darrow is. Like Matt knows what it is, but Vercog would know.
Explain to the class.
Yeah.
A Darrow.
Darrows
Sorry.
are stalkers. Darrow stalkers are those charged with exploring the surface by night and seeking out new victims to abduct. Darrows are short, wiry humanoids with milky white eyes, gray-blue skin, and wild shocks of off-white or gray hair, the descendants of a mysterious type of fae abandoned in the deepest, darkest caverns of Galarian. Darrows are the subject of fearful legends and folk tales to most of the world's surface races. They skulk beneath major metropolitan areas, performing cruel and twisted experiments on unwilling subjects. A Darrow is 3 feet tall and weighs approximately 70 pounds.
She thick.
Finally, someone your own size to pick on. Okay. So Vercog basically gave us the down low.
Mm-hmm.
And now my gut tells me to go defensive here. But I know that Cinderspark is about to... Well, actually, let me ask you this. In order to engage this particular enemy in melee, I would need to climb.
Yes.
What kind of an action is it to climb?
It's a move action.
Well, it
Okay.
doesn't work like that anymore, though, does it? We have 3 actions.
Well, it's a single
Right.
action, yeah.
Yeah, it's a single action. You can move 5 feet, 10 feet on a critical success.
So that would be... So one diagonal is still 5 feet.
Yes.
And she still got that crossbow trained on me.
Mm-hmm.
However, Cinderspark has a reach weapon, and Cinderspark wouldn't need to move.
Cinderspark is also climbing and would fall if they were losing 2 hands.
Oh. Yeah. Okay, defensive we go. So my 2-action casting is a cantrip, Forbidding Ward. The ally is me. The enemy is the one who just shot me. And the effect is the target ally gains a +1 status bonus to armor class and saving throws against the target enemy's attacks, spells, and other effects. Which seems kind of relevant because I just got shot and had to make saves against poison. And this is a cantrip, so I can do it more, but it is sustained. So this is going to take one of my actions going forward every turn.
Okay.
And that's 2 out of the 3. And the third one is going to be Raise Shield.
All right.
So I am done. That's all 3 of my actions.
All right. Cinderspark, you are up.
But I'm not up enough, so I'm going to continue going up. So it's going to be athletics to climb, correct?
Yes.
Okay. Well, let's go. It's going to be an 11.
An 11. You make no progress on your climb.
Well, 1 out of 3. For this, my next trick, I'm going to go up. That is going to be a 23.
A 23. You move 5 feet
Okay.
in the upward direction.
I am far more uplier now. But it's 15, so I gotta move another 5, right?
Yes.
And conveniently, I have 1 more action. So let's continue going in the upwards mobility direction. Yeah, let's actually keep it on the table. 21.
21. You make progress 5 more feet.
Excelente. And I see that she's cute.
There you are. And when you get up there, you notice there are a couple other things.
No.
They're slightly less cute.
I don't like that.
Yeah. So what you see are these centipede-like things.
Oh, no.
These long, giant insectoids with many, many legs.
Oh.
So the good news is I found out what kind of poison she's using. The bad news is I'm the only one up here. And that's all 3 actions, so I am done.
Quite literally.
Can you throw her off the edge?
Not right now, I can't.
And as we talk about these giant centipedes, it is going to step forward.
I don't like that.
And it is going to use its mandibles to strike at you.
Yeah, I don't like that.
A natural 2. It's not going to do it.
I do like that.
For its third action, it is going to try again. And that is a 10 to hit.
10 is not more than 18 the last I checked.
And that is all 3 actions.
Uh-oh.
This one is going to...
They, of course, have a climb speed, don't they?
They do. And...
I can see it, and I am unhappy.
is a move action. It moves down the mountain to Elder Ordwe at the base. And it goes to strike out with its mandibles. Ooh, that's a natural 16.
No, not Elder Mom.
Elder Mom. Yeah, that is going to hit her AC.
Yeah, sorry, bro. You're dying up there. I gotta take care of Mom.
Not quite a critical on that.
Well, that's the best news I've heard.
That-
Right?
Oh. And some damage. That is 3 points of mandible damage. Elder Ordwe is going to give me a fortitude save. Excuse me while I play Pathfinder by myself. She saves. And then it is, for its third action, it is going to strike out again. And that is a miss. That centipede is done. All right. This thing is going to move away.
Did you get that fighter thing that lets you hit people when they back off?
I am not a fighter.
Yeah, but you were talking about how you have so many different fighter-like things.
I'm fighter-like, but not in that way. It's just gonna leave me with the centipede. Ugh.
He begins wagging his finger at you and making gestures
I don't like that.
while speaking in a language that is unknown to you.
You flirting with me?
And I am going to need a will save from Cinderspark.
Against the flirting? I think he's already failed.
Yeah, I definitely have. I am susceptible to all the flirting. Okay. Well, I'm allegedly an expert.
Are you now?
That will be a 20.
At 20. All right. You take 1 point of mental damage.
Is there a way to identify the spell that it was cast?
That is a great question. I have not dove into that.
Then I will go into it. Keep doing what you're doing.
Okay.
If I recall correctly, it's a function of various skills. It's like recalling knowledge.
Right. I think there is a recall knowledge, and I can't remember.
Identify magic and so on with the various skills that are associated with whatever school it is.
Okay, I think I got it. I need to spend an action on my turn to identify it using recall.
Okay. To recall knowledge?
Yeah, but that's on my turn.
Yep. Okay. Tad, how would you like to respond to this?
Tad would like to know, actually, while he's beneath Bob here, is it possible for him to, like, push up? Assuming Tad is, a normal-sized human, can he push?
Well, we just had Cinderspark in the space right next to Bob, so if you wanted to climb past Bob, you have the room.
No, I don't want to climb.
I think he wants to shove you off the ledge.
Exactly. Like,
What?
rugby.
Why?
So you can use one of your actions to aid another. So if Bob wanted to climb, you could So when you aid another, you use one action to have a reaction, and then you would roll an athletics check a relevant check to help give him a +1.
Right. And
Regardless of whether you're tossing me up or down, the question remains, why?
I'm sorry, just so that I can orient myself correctly, but Bob is currently 5 feet up and not at the top of the ledge, nor at the bottom of the ledge, correct?
And I'm actually fine there because I don't need to be adjacent to something to attack it.
Okay, fantastic. Okay, then Tad is going to ignore that, and he is going to look at the caterpillars to the west, and he will cast a 2-action Divine Lance. Oh, I'm casting it multiple times. I apologize for spamming the chat.
Oh, it didn't come up.
It did not.
Gotcha. It was private. So he rolls a 5 on the die, and it's going to be a total of a 10 for a spell attack.
All right.
It's a
That
ranged
is going
spell
to be...
against the target's AC.
That's going to be a miss with a 10.
Okay. That is his second action. For his third, he will take a move and attempt to get into the caterpillar's face.
You are in the caterpillar's face.
Does it have reach where that would provoke?
I mean, centipede.
Centipede. Yeah. Sorry.
I prefer to think of it as a caterpillar too.
Potato. Did it have reach? I didn't catch that. And would I provoke?
No, it did
Okay,
not.
fantastic.
No.
And that's the end of Tad's turn.
And it would have to have a feat to actually do a reactive strike.
Correct, because we are playing Pathfinder 2 and we don't have a tax of opportunity.
Correct.
I do have a question. Do the people at the bottom, do they now see this crossbow bolt person because the person's next to the ledge just further out?
Yes.
So theoretically targetable,
Yes.
assuming range. Because I can't hit it with a 30, but I could hit it with something more than 30.
Okay.
Or
Ordwe's going to go first.
Get him, Elder.
Going to cast Bless. So that creates a 15-foot emanation.
Not as useful for me.
And she is going to strike at this thing.
and this is ongoing, so if we walk to within 15 of her, we get the bonus?
Yes.
But I'm 15 feet up a ledge, so I think I'm outside of it.
Well, I mean, if you adjust. But it takes an action, so maybe that's not worth it.
Strike. Ooh, that is going to be a hit. The rapier, that is 22 to hit. And she does 4 points of damage.
Good job, Elder Mom.
Elder Mom damages it. For Cog.
Okay. For Cog's is anybody still by the way, I have no vision in this scene. Everything is no. I have vision. Everything is fog of war to me. So this is all
Up
black.
here.
Yeah. So I know what I would like to do. Do I need?
I'm going to say
Sorry.
so because of the edge,
Yeah.
And where they are and how far back you are, it's hard for you to see up there.
Okay. Do you need me to roll again to see if I can see?
No, that would be. I'm going to say these are, in mechanical terms, hidden to you right now.
But you can target the centipede down there.
Yeah.
All right. I'll target the centipede. Okay. Not really.
Or
Which shouldn't be blessed.
Okay.
these would be undetected to you, excuse me, not hidden.
So the first thing that I'm going to do is we're going to do this for the first time.
What is this?
Shroud of Night.
All right. Give us a description of Shroud of Night.
Okay. Verkog, like there's a sheen of darkness around him all of a sudden as he just kind of like makes kind of the wax on, wax off thing with his hands. And then he just kind of presses it out away from him and throws it at the centipede closest to him. And it flows over its head as if to shroud it in darkness. It gets a will save.
6.
Fabulous. Okay. The target is shrouded in murky darkness. It treats bright light as dim light, and unless it has greater dark vision, all creatures are concealed to it.
All right. All creatures are concealed to it.
Mm-hmm. And that is the only thing that I can see readily?
Yes.
Okay. Then for my second action, I will cast Shield on myself. And my last action, fabulous. I will raise my shield.
That's part of casting it.
Fabulous. Until the
You
start.
could walk up closer, so you're within the radius of the bless.
I can't, I can't see the map. Like everything is dark to me. So sure, I will.
You can't see anything on it? Oh, or just that area, just this area up here.
This area up here, everything is black.
Yeah. Yep. Okay.
Okay, that's my turn.
Bob.
Okay, GM, first of all, that centipede should not be benefiting from Mom's bless.
Right.
That's not her ally. It would be nice, but it just attacked her, so no. And, okay, so, I can see the crossbow maniac. And the crossbow maniac is within 40 feet. So my first action is going to be, well, actually, am I within 15 of Mom? It's redundant, but I'm doing it because it adds to damage. Courageous Anthem. And it put that up on all of us. Excellent. So the attack bonus from Blass doesn't stack, but it does give you +1 damage and +1 to saves against fear. And that's one action. And the other two actions are going to be telekinetic projectile, returning one of the crossbow bolts.
Yeah.
As in, I'm tossing it back at the person who fired it at me. And I have to make a roll against AC, which is, I guess, what am I heading here? Oh, no, it actually tells me on the page that it's adding my spellcasting abilities, so Charisma, another +3 for Trained, and +1 for Courageous Anthem. So this is at +7 against armor class. Does a 16 hit?
16 is going to hit.
Excellent. In that case, this is going to be a 2d6 piercing, since this is a crossbow bolt. And it specifically says no specific traits or magic properties of the hurled item affect the attack or the damage, so even if there was poison still on it, you're not getting it.
Oh, darn.
Darn indeed. However, I rolled 10 +1 for the Courageous Anthem is 11 points, which is actually one more point that you dealt to me. So, eat it.
That was a little aggressive.
And go ahead and describe your
Yes!
That was a kill?
kill on that centipede.
I wasn't killing the centipede.
Oh, sorry.
I was shooting the crossbow bolt at the person who shot the crossbow bolt at me. I'm fairly certain the centipede didn't shoot me.
Yeah.
You can't confirm.
I mean, that's true. I was kind of...
Sorry, that was not a kill. That is
11 points of damage. Piercing, in case it matters. I mean, I really couldn't tell who shot me because I was rather surprised. But now I see that the crossbow is in the hands of whoever's up on that ledge. And that's the person who just took 11. Piercing.
okay.
I'm done.
All right, Cinder Spark.
Okay. Well, I had nothing in my hands climbing up here, so I'm going to take out my dog slicers since I'm a little close to the centipede. And despite its name, I will centipede slice instead. So, let's see. Striking the centipede. Let's see. Does a 25 hit?
A 25 hits,
Is it
and that is a critical.
Hey. Which is going to be a double, correct?
Yes.
Okie dokie then.
Roll all your damage once and double it.
That is 26.
26 damage?
Damn.
Yeah,
Oh,
go ahead.
pretty
Go
good.
ahead and describe your kill.
Yay!
Well, I carefully vivisect the centipede with a single action. Nobody can see it, though, so... It's really impressive, and it will go down in history as something that is the most impressive thing that Goblin's ever done.
Why does this only happen when nobody's looking? But you still have an action, don't you?
I do still have an action, so I think I'm gonna get hull up in the face of the very cute Darrow. Hello. And I would end my turn, but apparently the encounter tracker has done it for me.
Oh, no, that was my fault.
Oh, well.
Yeah.
Now, there
The
you go.
GM is the encounter tracker.
Yeah, I am. I'm fucking with things, because that's what I do. Always fuck with things. Let's see. Everything is concealed, correct? So concealed, I have to roll a DC 5 flat check. I'm going to strike.
Not everything.
Not everything. There's Cinder Spark right there.
Alright, thanks.
No, this is the giant centipede.
Oh, yes. Spell effect.
Yeah, so it has that. The centipede has the Shroud of Darkness on it.
Yep.
And so the things within 5 feet of it are concealed, right?
Yep. Actually, everything is
It's not having the best day.
Nope.
Yep. It is going to attack Elder Ordwe. I missed the flat check, so that misses. We'll do the second strike. Flat check again. Natural 1. Let's try again. That was a 3-1. Can we get any worse? Pass the flat check with a 10. And a natural 5 on the attack. That centipede is done with its turn. We're at the top of the round. What is this Darrow going to do?
Rethink its life choices and go home?
It is going to swap out its weapons and start swinging its Atlas.
Oh gosh, it's a little club on a thong you could put around your wrist, so you could use it as a melee weapon, but you can also throw it at people.
And it is going to try to trip Bob with the Atlas because it has the trip
Bob
properties.
is not there. That's Cinder Spark.
And Cinder Spark, excuse me. It is going to try to trip Cinder Spark, but we'll find out how that turns out next time.
All right, somebody else gets to... Well, no, technically I am still on a cliffhanger because I'm the only one.
Hanging on the cliff.
That's a hero point worthy joke.
Is it though?
I'm holding out for a hero. Point.
I need a hero.
Points.
I'm holding out for a hero. Tonight.
Thank you for listening to Dour Gnome Adventures. If you enjoyed our show, check out our website, dourgnomeproductions.com, for links to our social media and Discord community. Also, don't forget to leave us a review on your podcast app of choice and share us with your friends who might enjoy our show. New episodes drop every Monday. Dour Gnome Productions uses trademarks and or copyrights owned by Paizo Inc., used under Paizo's community use policy. We are expressly prohibited from charging you to use or access this content. Dour Gnome Productions is not published, endorsed, or specifically approved by Paizo. For more information about Paizo Inc. and Paizo products, visit paizo.com. We are playing through the Pathfinder adventure Rusthenge by Vanessa Hoskins. Music and sound effects for this podcast by Michael Ghelfi Studios, Filip Melvin, and Kevin MacLeod. Dour Gnome Adventures is the property of Dour Gnome Productions.